Graham on the number 3 bike will win it by just inches. And that is what Flat Trackin is all about. A program on motorcycles wouldn't be complete without a look at road racing. It's graceful and fast. These riders turn and lean their way around the course. Lean the wrong way and it can take you out of action in a hurry. Most spills are harder on the equipment than the rider, but it's still a tough way to go out of the race. But if you hurry, you might be able to catch up. Most riders are seasoned professionals who have the finest in racing equipment and understand the dangers inherent in the sport. They're careful to follow a smooth and safe line around the course. Wearing knee pads, the rider must round out the turn just as close to the asphalt as possible. The skill in this sport includes the ability to not only make left and right-hand turns, but to hang on to a vibrating motorcycle at speeds up to 130 miles an hour. It's an awesome task when you only have 2 wheels under you. A fall can spell disaster for a rider as he tumbles from his high-speed machine, rolling and twisting, fighting to keep his body tucked in. In most instances, the rider will get up, dust himself off, and try again. It's the stuff champions are made of. Road racing at its grandest level takes place in Europe, where factory motorcycle teams compete for the World Championship. Here in the United States, there is professional road racing where the competition is always superb. I'm Del Clark.
When we return on the Superchargers, you'll see the famous Widowmaker Hill Climb, and we'll take a look at those good-looking guys on the hot speedway bikes. Don't go away.
Hi, everyone. We're back on the Superchargers, and I'm Gabriel. Today, we're exploring some of the hottest kinds of motorcycle racing here in America. We're going to take you to the famous Widowmaker Hill Climb and take a look at an experimental vehicle that may change the future of the motorcycle. But first, let's go to California, the hotbed of speedway bikes, where riders from around the world come to compete. Speedway bike racers have to be card sharks of sorts. They draw for starting positions. Here, the colorful riders have come from all over the world to the South Bay Stadium, an 8-mile track in Gardena, California. Speedway bike racing in the United States is a California phenomenon, although its roots are European. This event you're about to see promises to be one of the best of the night. With a handicap start, 8 riders will run 8 laps. Now, unlike anything you've ever seen before, you race speedway bikes sideways. That's right, sideways. Watch these riders now as they literally turn right to go left, throwing their motorcycles into a side slide motion that carries them around much of the racetrack. Maneuvering your machine around the other bikes is truly a difficult task. Almost like an acrobat, it takes skill and balance combined with the right touch of the throttle. One slight miscalculation can cause a chain reaction crash. Here, 2 riders make errors, and 3 riders go down. Involved are Walt Farnham, Greg Hancock, and 24-year-old Bobby Ott. As you can see, it is Bobby Ott who is somewhat shaken. This is a pure spectator sport. It offers something for everyone. The fans are dedicated and loyal. The replay shows us that Walt Farnham, running third, gets a little out of shape and tumbles from his machine. Directly in front of him, Greg Hancock overslides a little bit. Then the motorcycle lifts up on him and flips over backwards. Bobby Ott had no place to go and crashed into Hancock's motorcycle. All the riders were back for the restart. In this world-class race, every one of them had a chance at winning. The previous laps had been counted. Everyone was pumped for some flat-out racing. Into the first turn, it was Jay Giannetti with Billy Hamill in the number 2 spot. Bobby Ott, who had just been through that headbanger accident, was coming up through the middle and to the outside. On the inside, Billy Hamill had taken the lead. The Britisher, Kelly Moran, was working the inside up to the number 2 spot and in hot pursuit of Hamill. Bobby Ott, running third, went down for a second time. But the war continued between Hamill on the inside and Moran chasing him down on the outside. The 2 of them broad sliding through the turns. The fans were loving every minute of it. It was a classic showdown main event. A young 16-year-old American in the lead with a seasoned British champion in pursuit. Hamill kept on the low side of the racetrack as Moran tried to catch him up from the high side. Down the straightaways, it was side by side. And then, disaster. Moran, coming off the corner hard, runs into Billy Hamill. Both riders and machines crashing to the ground. The crowd was stunned to see these great racers down in the midst of such a sensational race. The replay shows Hamill drifted up to the high side of the racetrack. Moran caught him with his front wheel. Kelly went crashing into the guardrail. Hamill tumbling to the ground. Moran, with a few bruises, was helped off the field and finished for the night. Hamill joined the field for the restart. Brad Oxley from San Clemente, California, and Jay Giannetti were leading the race when the red flag came out. So on the second restart, they were up front. With a good start, the field catapulted into the first turn. It was Brad Oxley leading the 6 other machines. Giannetti was second with Walt Farnham in the number 3 spot, and Sean Moran rounding out the fast